Mike, when we talk a little bit about a second Trump term and retirees, what does this mean for their retirement?
Well, I mean, very clearly Donald Trump has made it very transparent that he has no intentions of changing the full retirement age or cutting Social Security benefits in any way, shape, or form. And the same has been said about Medicare. So I think unless you're going to see a full reversal there, that's unlikely to be touched in any meaningful way. I also have a tough time believing that he's going to increase taxes in any way, shape, or form. And so I think you probably have some security that the next 4 years nothing changes with your Social Security or Medicare. I don't think we are likely to get any sort of resolution on the long-term security of those two programs. Social Security expected to face a shortfall by 2034. Medicare, I think, is it a couple years earlier or later than Social Security?
Early. I want to say, let me take a look. I think it's 29.
There are some other pieces here that have been talked about, and I
2031.
don't know, 2031. So I don't know how serious some of these were, but there was a pledge for no taxes on Social Security, bringing us back to the pre-Reagan ages of Social Security benefits. We will see if that gets any bipartisan support, which you would need in order to do so, but it would worsen the period of time before the program runs out of money, as we've talked about. I mean, big picture, my guess is that there is not a lot to be changed with these two programs over the next few years, and I don't know, I think I would feel fairly secure in that assessment, again, for the short term. Do you think there's any possibility of a bipartisan a bipartisan bill for Secure 3.0, for example, which those bills have been pretty easy to pass via, not via party lines, via bipartisan support on new benefits for 401k plans and things like that.
Yeah, and it does seem one of the things that's just remarkable on those is we continue to just push back the age for required minimum distributions. Remember, it used to be 70 and a half.
Yeah, now it's 75 for some folks.
Then it went to 72, then 73. It's on its way to 75. No one right now is 75. That's not for a few years, correct?
Correct.
And look, I mean, would you be surprised, Mike, if the RMD age gets pushed back further?
No, I wouldn't. That's a distinct possibility.
Push back further, and with the counterpoint being, okay, the way that they've offset that to raise more revenue and make it, make things score well from a budget perspective is, okay, fine. Once the original account owner passes away, then we're making the, non-spouse inheritors take them more quickly. Would you be at all surprised if in the next 5 years we see, hey, RMDs are moving up to 77 or 78, but now the non-spouse inheritor has 7 years to take the money out, as an example?
I think you're not going to get below 10, but again, that wouldn't be terribly surprising, I suppose. But I have a tough time believing you're getting down below 10 years to empty out those accounts.
I disagree.
Okay.
And the reason why, I'm going to make this about generations again, because I love going this route. If there's one thing that I've seen when it comes to how we've handled our finances for the last 20 years, it's been let's subsidize baby boomers and kick it down the road to millennials. And I say that as a proud millennial. But look, that's ultimately what this is doing. Boomers are getting older, and the trade-off has been, hey, don't make them take money out of their IRA so they don't have to pay the taxes, but make their kids pay the taxes.
Yeah,
that's been what it is. By the way, the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, did pretty much the same thing. It used to be that you could have a 5-to-1 ratio between how much you charge someone in the oldest age band and the lowest age band, meaning that someone in their 50s or 60s for health care, you could charge them 5 times what you would for someone in their 20s because they use more health care. The ACA narrowed that to 3-to-1. What does that do? It shifts more of the burden downstream to younger people.
Yep.
So again,
bipartisan support for this.
Right. Is your point. Yes, my point is that there's been a general bipartisan screwing of millennials, and that's fine. Like I can accept it. I'm not saying this with any hate in my heart. Like that's what it is, and that's where we are, and it's fine. But let's call a spade a spade.
So here is where I would drive this home. If you are not feeling prepared to assess the changes that are almost certainly coming,